This month, I'll let the energy help me to prioritize my projects and goals so that I don't have to work so damn hard to figure it all out. Welcome to Moonlit Magic. We're going to unlock each of the major moon phases as we move through this. So you're going to want to watch this all at once to make sense of the upcoming month, and then meet me back here every week to freshen up the energy and remind ourselves what our intentions for this month are all about. This breaks down into 4 installments. Pull out your own cards and play along with us. We'll take a moment. If you have an intention for the month, let's pause if we need to and set it now. Welcome to the new moon, and our self-care theme of the week is Think It Through. If you've been following along with us for the last few months, you might start to notice that you're experiencing this energy before you even realize it. Each time we move into a new self-care theme, since we started practicing this reading together, I have been feeling it before I actually realize what the theme is. So it's really, really interesting how we attune to the energy as we align with ourselves. I hope that you are experiencing that as well. So welcome back for the new moon in Gemini. This is Gemini season. So we are going to talk about our relationships just a little bit, because Gemini season is a social time. So our very first message is presence. It says the energy of presence supports our ability to focus our full attention and stay in the here and now. We are going to unlock this moon phase and theme, the energy of presence. So the mantra for this moon phase overall is going to be I am present. Present with our minds. There's going to be something that we're experiencing from an expanded point of view, focused attention, and really paying attention to where we direct our energy, realizing that's a choice. Okay, so rather than jumping ahead into things, what we're doing is being encouraged to be present, fully attentive to what's going on right now, and anchoring those feelings into our mind and seeing where they correlate. So that is the theme of the new moon. Now we are going to unlock the intention and focus for this moon phase. It says, the nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, so take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. And this is referring to the throat chakra. And it says, you came to the world to speak and express, and you are doing so beautifully. Now is the time to let your unique vibration shine. It lies deep inside. Take the leap and do not crawl back inside. Whatever you feel led to express, do so. Okay, do you see how the message starts to build? So what we're being led to express is not in the raw emotion, okay? It's what comes from that raw emotion once we sit with it, okay? Sit with the feeling in your body, see where it correlates, feel the patterns unlocking in your life. It will make a difference, and you will understand those sensations in your body more once you start to be with the thoughts and feelings rather than letting them carry you away in fantasies and imaginary stories. All right, now what are our satisfying choices going to be? We're going to refer to the solar plexus chakra, which is like the gut. It says a cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. The solar plexus is a chakra where we feel our freedom. Okay, that's where we feel that sense of satisfaction in our choice, right in our gut, or we feel something's wrong or off in that experience. That's where we need to start to trust ourselves. It says you've come to a place where you know exactly who you are. Gone are the days of confusion and blurred lines. Between your truth and the expectations of others, you have grounded into the existence and built a foundation of your empowered self, one that you can absolutely trust. Now we are going to unlock lessons of self-awareness for the new moon phase. We're going to talk about the heart chakra, lessons of self-awareness. It says, another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. Our heart is that other place that we have to learn to trust, okay? That sometimes we are not meant to be guided by our minds, but by our hearts. But that raw, intense, wild emotion isn't the place to make decisions from. Important to note that the most satisfying decisions that we make, okay, the lessons in self-awareness are going to come from a place of self-trust. And also when things settle down, the peace that we feel, we're able to tune into the subtle sensations that bring us the long-term satisfaction. And that is where self-awareness is the key, okay? Your heart has opened its chambers to new possibilities, and the light is coming through to soothe its once dark corners. This love heals all and allows you to see all people for their greatest potential, including yourself. By putting down your armor, you are truly able to use the intelligence of your heart. Intelligence of your heart, which will always guide you in the right direction. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. Trust your heart and follow it. Now we are on to advice and resources. Kundalini, the primordial cosmic energy, it is rooted in the base of our spine, and as we work our way up the chakras, it's like this energy comes to life. So as we truly activate each one, okay, this isn't like something that you can fake. It is an energy that is like rises through our bodies, and we focus on the spine and letting things move up through our body. You will start to feel and experience when it truly awakens in your body. You'll notice that you'll feel more self-aware. You will feel more. You will just feel things in your body more sensitively. The energies kind of manifesting and coming together around you. That the thoughts, the present moment match it. Like you'll notice how these things weave together. The sensations with the thoughts with the sensations, as you become more activated. You truly feel more alive. A moment's joy, it says, sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Presence, okay, differentiating our thoughts from the being truly in the present moment. In that place where thought kind of disappears, it floats away. A moment's joy. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will, and that's where we're trusting ourselves and feeling ourselves activate as we do. That's the gift. That's what. The ability to tap in to a moment's peace when nothing else seems to be going right. The resource, okay, the advice is building that skill of tapping into a moment of presence, a moment's joy, a moment's peace when everything else is feeling chaotic and confusing around you. Really does bring you closer to yourself, that sense of self-trust, and that is what we're doing. So now we are going to move on to action steps. Now we're getting into the crown chakra. It says freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine, sacred reason. You may have noticed intuitive rushes of creative wisdom channeling through you, lighting up your every cell. Notice we've hit, interestingly, we talked about presence and thought here, okay? That's what the theme is. Just sitting with our thoughts, sitting with our feelings, sitting with the sensations in our bodies. And as we're going through this, all of these different chakras are being referred to being activated. And this deck is not just about chakras. It covers a whole bunch of other interesting things. So I find it really, really interesting. Out of just that, I believe there are only 7 chakra cards in this deck, that we have 4 coming up. And then we have Kundalini, which is something that activates when all of our chakras start to awaken from the root all the way through. Okay. So it's just super, super interesting to me. Lighting up your every cell. That is called a download, and it is a message from the divine selected to come to you because you have the potential to birth it on this planet. Okay. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. It's just about trusting yourself. The freedom of experiencing, trusting what you intuitively believe and think. I do have to say, it doesn't come from fear. It doesn't come from those places of like rage and bitterness. It comes in the moments afterwards. So to sit with this and be in meditation. But to change your belief of what meditation is, it has to do with presence. And if you don't know how to do that, if you do want help softening that, I am absolutely here to help you. I have several different videos that may help you change your ideas about meditation, as well as working with me one-on-one. Come visit me and we can talk about why you feel meditation or sitting with yourself or whatever is coming up inside you will start to connect those pieces and help you break through some of your beliefs that have been holding you back. It took me a really long time to sit quietly with my beliefs about myself to see where I was shifting and how that was actually happening in a way that I could explain it to other people. So I would absolutely love to work with you one-on-one. What ties this all together? The goddess of abundance, fortune, and beauty. It says, you discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. Back to the earth, back to a place of creation, a place of intuitive creation that we have lost in modern life. Pay attention to those who are attuned to their ancestors, attuned to spirit, and live a life not just from time to time, communing with their beliefs and their spirit, their source. People who live and immerse that in their life at all times. Many call upon Lakshmi, but she only comes to few who have earned it. Today, that is you. She is the goddess of abundance, physical beauty, vital life force, good fortune, and fertility. She is the sweetness of the fruit, the petals of the flower, and the glistening of the ocean. She is the extra spark that makes certain things more beautiful. She comes to you with blessings of prosperity for the fruits you labor. She has recognized your generosity and rewards you in her ways, whether it's financial abundance, radiant health, loving partnership, a comfortable home, good fortune, anything that you are seeking is right now, and it resides in the satisfaction of your soul. Continue to give freely and lovingly, and so will she. Our final message: loving space. I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. They must get there themselves. At their own time, I can simply hold loving space for them as they go through their journey. And wouldn't we all be so lucky to have relationships like this that are doing this for us without us even knowing it? Thanks for being here. See you next week for the first quarter moon. Welcome back. We are here to unlock the first quarter moon. Self-care theme of the week is going to be assess the situation. We're going to still kind of be in thought mode, but a little bit more self-aware than where we started at the new moon last week. So, what we're going to be focused on is soul. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. So by having tapped into this last week, we talked about this for the new moon. If you didn't watch it, go back and check it out, because each energy weaves into the next. So each time you are with us and moving through this energy and unlocking it, it makes it a little bit easier to unlock the energy of the next week and the next week, because it builds and we can feel it before we even realize what's going on. Each week I actually am experiencing it before I check and see what and why I'm experiencing it. So it's really, really interesting when we tune into ourselves. This week we are a little bit more self-aware than we were last week. The affirmation of the week is, I am soul. Well, as we're assessing the situation, remembering that every choice we make is a creation choice. We are so powerful. We have to realize that we create a life. Everything we do is building this life. And if we don't like it, then we should take our power back, assess the situation, and anchor into that divine space that, man, it really does bring a sense of sovereignty and freedom when we realize that nobody and nothing controls our experience but ourselves, and how that feels. Last week we talked about presence. So learning more about that, playing with it throughout the week, makes a big difference to reminding ourselves this divinity and the power of our choices each and every moment. So intention and focus is up next. Last week we were getting into the throat chakra and opening up, expressing ourselves. And now we are talking about the culmination. Now we're into a root chakra. This month is gonna be a meditation month. Whatever way that feels right to you, you're gonna have to learn to tap into those places in your body if you really want to open up. Birth, we experienced this last week as well. It says, another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. Culmination, as we unlock each new thing, each new part of ourselves, it does something to you. You become more confident. each and every time you play with a choice, a powerful choice. Realizing your power within creating and building a life is magnificent. And I encourage you to own it. Just own it. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. All right, now we are going to get into our satisfying choices for this self-care phase. It says empathy, a moment's joy. We also got this last week. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Solar plexus last week, trusting ourselves. Do you see how this sort of deepens the experience? We anchor in deeper here. We're anchoring in deeper what we learned about ourselves last week. We're softening now. So once you experience this freedom and you no longer feel insecure in it, once you feel the confidence in your choices, you start to see others a little bit softer. You don't judge as much or as hard because you know where you started and it probably wasn't cute and you're willing to admit it, and it is what it is. Take responsibility and just own it. It's so freeing. Now we're on to lessons in self-awareness. Curiosity, a toast to friendships in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness, 3 cheers are done. That's a beautiful, beautiful energy because we are moving our way through Gemini season. We are talking about the geometry of relationships. So anchoring into ourselves is going to create a different energy in our relationships, our friendships. The fun and playfulness in your own spirit, right, brings that about in those that you care about, and then you can celebrate together. Sometimes just being together. Intuition, of course. Change beckons. It says the path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Kundalini is this activation and like almost awakening a different or new level of your soul, of your spirit. You're going to be ready for whatever it is. So don't be afraid of the change. The path is shifting, but whatever it is, you are in control. Your choices have brought this change, and your soul beckons this. Your soul wants this. Your soul needs this. So trust yourself and go forth with confidence. Okay, do not cower down. You have been training for this. And if you don't feel ready, don't feel like it's too late or you're ill prepared. Go back. Go back and study what you missed. See where you missed that fluidity in the energy. See what feels like it's lacking and tap into yourself in that space. On to our action steps. Transition. There you go. Change beckons. Sunset. The time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. Love this because it's summer, at least where I live, or it's not summer yet, but summer is coming soon. Thank everything. And trusting in the shift. Okay, crown chakra here. Trusting that our intuition is calling us in the right direction. And if we trust ourselves, we step in that direction softly, without fear. We know that what's next is going to be what's right for us as individuals, because we trust ourselves. We know this shift is what we've called in, what we're ready for, what we're here to do. Now, what brings it all together? Really do appreciate you being here for the self-care theme of the week. Assess the situation for the first quarter moon in Virgo. As we finish up here, remember that we have these self-care readings every single week. I want to connect with you. Come talk to me, and let's work through this together. All the information to connect with me is down below, and so I just really hope that you are enjoying yourself here, and that I will see you back for next week. Ties it all together. Cognizance. Emerald, that's my favorite. That's my birthstone. Heart healing. It says, mourning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. Isn't that wild? The healing heart, emerald, being a heart stone as well. The mourning has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Do not pay it any more attention. The sun sets on one thing and a new chapter has begun. It's time to stop mourning what existed before. Look at this, how this has unfolded for us. It's a whole rebirth in joy and presence, because last week we were a little bit unsure. Last week we were not sure what we were going to do with all this, and this week we're experiencing a shift into joy. What more could we possibly ask for? Me personally, that's all that I want, is to know that as I am focusing and paying attention to myself, honoring myself, that I feel my life shifting in a more satisfying direction. Up and out. It says to heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Feeling them and moving with them and doing whatever your body calls you to do in that moment is truly releasing this old, difficult, heavy energy from your body. You will experience stress release from your body. You will experience this in other ways. Other heavy things that have been, I want to say, plaguing you will start to release from your body, and you will experience it bit by bit by bit. If you don't know where to start, come and talk to me. I would be happy to help. Just sit with that and shift you in really soft directions. As always, I appreciate you being here. Please join me next week for the full moon in Sagittarius and a brand new self-care theme. Thank you for being here. Welcome back for the self-care theme of the week. See the bigger picture. We are in the full moon phase, Sagittarius. It's gonna feel intense no matter what's going on. If you're feeling anything, you're gonna feel it really intensely probably at this point. So throughout the month, we've been talking about not necessarily diving into emotions like that. It's really important to take time to slow down a little bit when we feel wild emotions. The emotions themselves are wonderful. They're beautiful and need to be experienced. We actually just finished up our reading with that last week, that we have to feel everything to release it. You don't have to feel it forever. You feel it intensely, you release it. This is the perfect time to do that, to release, because everything is so intense. It's easier to open all that up if you have the courage to slow down and sit still with it. But the great news is we've been practicing that all month. So if you feel afraid of this, the perfect thing for you to do is go back to the last few weeks, or the last few months even, and just watch through and see how the energy flows together, one into the next, okay? You have to trust yourself. That is very important. Do not be afraid to feel. Soothe when you need to, soften things. It's not meant to be painful and intense, but, well, it's meant to be intense, but not all the time, okay? Things should soften. It's not always going to be so raw. You have to learn. That's why we're doing self-care stuff, okay? That's why we intersperse this with soothing things, because it's important to hit all of those different aspects, and we need to soften things when they're intense to survive, or else it sucks all the energy right out of us and we end up, you know, in a depression or something, which if we start to manage our energy a little bit differently, sometimes, it depends on who you are as an individual, we can start to soften those deep, dark experiences as we're facing this at the appropriate times. We don't have to push and make it more painful than it already is, because trauma is painful. Now, all that was so intense because it's the full moon and everything's intense. So just let me be myself, okay? For the self-care theme, this is the moon phase and how we are going to tap into it. Divine feminine, it says the frequency of divine feminine supports our soft, receptive, nurturing side. What did we just say about softening the intensity? Do you see how that balances together? Facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. The moon, the whole point, and this is when we experience it most vividly. The moon is how our emotion is pulled. So think of the tides. The moon literally is doing that to your energy and to your emotions. When you are aware of that push and pull, you can harness it, use it, ride the wave, rather than letting the waves and, you know, just pull you down and, you know, essentially drown you beneath, because that's what happens. That's why we get afraid to feel. For humans to live harmoniously, we need to understand the balance, okay? In ourselves, first and foremost. It's not about pointing out anything in anyone else. It's about noticing it in ourselves. And that's what we do here, basically, is just keep noticing bit by bit by bit. If that freaks you out a little bit, I am here for you to work with you. Talk to me, and I'll help you find solutions. So now we are going to talk about our intention focus. Did I say that already? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. Again, that's just where we are and what we're dealing with. You'll learn to love me. Celestial channel, hidden beauty, remaining optimistic, and staying neutral. Wow. Isn't that so interesting, relating to the divine feminine? Hidden beauty, remaining optimistic, and staying neutral. Numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. It is being channeled through you. Your job is to be at peace with yourself. Okay? Staying neutral, that's what that means. It doesn't mean you don't have strong beliefs, passions, goals, directions. What it means is you are at peace with your own choices. You are at peace with each step that you take. Okay? That other people, you may be rattled a little bit here and there, but ultimately you have confidence in each choice that you're making for yourself. Okay? And that's the perfect timing to start talking about satisfying choices, isn't it? Light seeker, it says, light quest, visionary, mental strength, and resilience. We've been training for this all month, so go back. Okay? The resilience, the mental strength. We've been sitting in some discomfort. We're still sitting in discomfort. See, all month we've been thinking about it and assessing it. We've been seeing the bigger picture. That's annoying when all you want to do is jump in and fix things. this month it was really interesting because Gemini season is this really intense social season, but we're directed not to forget ourselves again and again. In the quiet moments, do not forget who you are, okay? Morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. And it says, meditate under the sun. Is that not the perfect thing to do in summer? Light seeker, okay? Fueling, and this is also solar plexus, which is related to the sun. So basically saying charging yourself, okay? Healing yourself in nature. We've been guided in this direction again. Slowing down, receiving, experiencing, being present. Even as we're using our mental energy, we're not driving it forth into action. We are still really, really sitting with things and making sense of what we want long term. Slowing down is hard when you start, okay? It's very difficult, but it will never steer you wrong. Unless you are in an emergent situation, slowing down, taking a few moments, will never steer you wrong. Now we are on to lessons of self-awareness. Cosmic wave. New friendships, preparation, and custodians. What are you taking care of? A distant kiss in a prayer flag. I wish all wishes that you were here. Through the sunlight and rain, I need you near. I love all the talk of sun. You know what also really interesting? Cosmic wave, preparation. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. So these are not fair weather relationships. These are the soul connection relationships that we have been tapping into here in our heart, that we've been curiously playing with other people and finding those that really, really attune to us, those who light us up, and noticing, trusting ourselves, because that feels different, okay, than insecure attachment friendships. Things feel different when you tune into yourself, and you cannot deny those things any longer. This is, I'm going to tell you the secret. The double-edged sword of becoming more self-aware is that you can no longer go back. So you're gonna have to keep stepping further and further into you, learning more and more about you. That's all it is. Just learning about you, going deeper, deeper. What's more satisfying, uncovering layers of yourself, loving yourself on new levels. But it hurts to turn back. It's going to hurt to be in relationships that don't honor you at the level you're at now. So when you wonder why things fall apart, that's why. Why do people leave? Why do things happen? Because sometimes we match at certain pain points. It doesn't even have to be painful, but sometimes we match at certain points in our lives and then we divert. And the absolute most freeing thing to do is to respect the choices of others as well. Painful or disappointing, whatever feelings those may be, absolutely valid, but you cannot change anything for anybody. So you have to let everybody experience for themselves and go their own way. And you have to be willing to create space in your own life, so the things that you truly want have room to come in, because they can't when there's always something filling in. You're always filling the gaps with something that is not as satisfying as you would like. All right, now I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done with that. Magical alchemy, innovation, ingenuity, curiosity, ahead of your time. The sacred lotus, it says compassion in action, The chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. Compassion in action. Think of, you're not, all this month when we're talking about slowing down and being still, we're not talking about like literally laying still all month, right? I mean, like this is a subtle thing. The absolute epitome of what you should be striving to is to be able to walk through each moment of your life with this confident self-awareness. I have no idea what I'm doing, but like as we feel things, to be able to respond to them at our highest level. Every time I feel something new, I literally freak out and shut down. So it's not you, like, we're all the same here. It's not any different for anybody who's been practicing things. You get closer and closer and more, like you just get like closer to yourself at that soul level. And as you do that, there's less to hide from. There's less that you're not aware of. But you'll still experience new things. But the ultimate goal, at least for me, is to be in my present moment in life and to be responding at my highest self. To be so confident in myself in the way that I trust my own spirit, that no matter what is said to me or what comes at me, that I can act in grace. That's my goal. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. All right, we are working on action steps. Ascension flame. This full moon, Sagittarius, is a fire sign. This deck is a light. It's called like something to do with light. Don't worry about that. But that's why I chose it. So, liberation, a sense of greater purpose, and high expectations. Notice also a sense of greater purpose, high expectations, liberation. That's that freedom. It's not, again, we're not doing anything specific. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken. See a new sunrise. Okay? Sunrise, again, for like, this is just a really appropriate theme for this time, because at least in the northern hemisphere things are warming and summer is arriving. So to feel the warmth, it's really important to notice all these different sensations, both within our bodies and around us, the natural elements, where they exist around us and within us. We are made of star stuff. We are made of the elements. Okay, you feel them in you. You feel them. So to attune to those things in nature, to be at one with those things, is really unique and individual experience that I can only experience for me and you can only experience for you. But take more time there. Okay, take more time there right now when things feel raw. Let yourself bask. Okay, bask in whatever experience you're in at this moment, because that's the divine feminine. Allowing, receiving, letting things come and letting things go. Okay, the celestial channel, the cosmic wave. Let it all move through you. Let it move around you. Don't force it. Don't fight it. As dynamic as we feel this month, let the relationships, these interactions, be what they are. Notice them. Be there. Notice that. I mean, be practicing your expression. That's what this month is about as well. Opening up our throat chakra and trusting that channel. Okay, that we can speak in this cosmic sense, because we are tapping into our inner satisfaction. I'm gonna stop talking your ear off. What ties it all together? 7. Okay. The light body, independence, brings comfort, past restrictions, and ancestral healing. This is just perfect timing. Light body activating that within the body. As always, there is a meditation, a walking meditation. We did have a message last week about a walkabout, but there's a walking meditation that might help you tap into this right here on Moonlit Magic channel. The purpose being to help soften just the idea of what meditation is. Experiencing that differently. Being in the present moment and realizing every present moment, appreciating every present moment is meditation in itself. It will change your life to tap in and tap in and tap in and be here now. And the more and more you build on that, the less you feel life on autopilot without you. It's a very, very beautiful shift. Don't be afraid of it. Yes, it says, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. So whatever is coming up for you here, yes, go for it. Not just jump into it. Be sure what we have been doing all month long is activating our inner sense of awareness. We have been learning what lights us up on the inside, so that way we can go light up the world with it. Honor that, okay? You are ready. Take it into the world softly, okay? Don't force it. Don't fight. Bring that energy where it is received and welcome, where it feels nice to share it. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I'm feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I'm feeling low. Same for me. Restrictive. I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. What did I say? Restrictive. Exactly. But see, I don't like the rules. I like to do my own thing. So thank you so much for being here. Join us next week for our very last self-care reading of the month, the last quarter moon, and I will see you back then. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the last quarter moon in Aries. The self-care theme of the week is work through your feelings. Are you ready? Are you excited? We finally get to do stuff. We get to work through and move and take action. And we have been sitting still all month and thinking through and connecting our sensations and feelings and like all that like super boring stuff because we want to rather than doing things impulsively. Basically what we've been doing is sitting back and observing our interactions. We're not staying in, we're not sitting alone. We're in the present moment, interrelational, right? We're in these moments of interaction and connectivity and expression. And we are learning about ourselves in those moments. We are activating our highest potential, how we feel, expressing that in the way that makes us feel closest to our authentic selves. Oh, what a beautiful experience and what a beautiful month. If you're not sure what we're talking about, why don't you go back and watch the rest of the month that came before this, because this is the fourth and final ritual of the month. And you can go back and see kind of what we've been doing if you haven't been following along yet. And if you still feel like unprepared to take action at this point, go back and watch the last couple months and see how this energy weaves together week to week. So here we go. We're going to be working through things. We are going to start with our third chakra. That's the solar plexus. And we started with the solar plexus, our intention and focus. at the very beginning of this month, with the new moon in Gemini, we started with our third chakra as well. It is the solar plexus, and it helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be so we can set a course towards our goals, okay? We've talked about this more than once. This is our gut. Trusting our gut. There's a sense of satisfaction in our choices, and that's just a sovereignty that we experience when we trust ourselves above anything else. Multidimensionality. The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. Our awareness of our true essence in action, okay? Our true essence in the world, in action. That's what we're doing this week. We have been attuning to ourselves, feeling, thinking, and really being more, like I said, observational, than anything else. Now we are aware of why. We have tuned into ourselves and the true essence of who we are so that we can make the most satisfying choices possible. So let's get into, this was our satisfying choices was for this solar plexus, was to focus on the solar plexus chakra, but the intention and focus at the very beginning of the month was expressing that. So we're out and we're playing in all this, okay? We are talking with people, connecting, and noticing which relationships feel satisfying to us and which ones no longer anchor. There's some relationships that we never expect to lose, that they just move away because you shift and grow and change. That person shifts and grows and change. And we talked about this. Respect their choices as much as you would want them to respect yours, because that is going to save you and them a whole lot of pain. Now, I'm going to shut up. Intention and focus for the last quarter moon. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Exactly what we were just talking about. We are out doing this in action. And the more authentic you tune into yourself, that's when it will call in those who are also at that same place. Okay, that's where we meet everyone at. We meet those people in brokenness when we believe we deserve, abuse and things like that. We also meet people in places of healing. We meet people at every level. Some of them carry through in different areas of our lives. Some come back to us, and some are only there for a short time. But we are calling this in. Maybe we're that for each other. I hope so, because this is what I want, and I can only imagine how beautiful it feels for you too. Inner power. Be your own command. You brought yourself here at this moment in life. You have nothing to fear. I love how, again, this matches up with our solar plexus, this sense of confidence and power. We've been not even just channeling this. The more that we're sitting in and attuning to ourselves, the more we can soften, not our boundaries, but our interactions. We don't have to make our boundaries brick walls. Our boundaries can be very soft because we trust ourselves to go into these interactions and not lose ourselves within them. Okay? That takes confidence. And that's why we feel so reactive when we're not confident yet. And now, satisfying choices. Take a break. Hell yeah. Life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Have some fun. Okay? That is what we are doing. These connections are supposed to be joyful presents. If they don't feel that way, it's time to make a change. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a traveler's odyssey. Taking a break. The adventures are not just routine. They're not the commute, okay? An adventure, not a commute. a little bit of a shift, okay? Take a break, slow down. It's very uncomfortable to slow down when you first start. But in order to feel it, you've got to have a subtle sense of yourself. And sometimes the work is taking a break. Surprise. Now, lessons of self-awareness. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? All right, I'm just gonna shut up because, wow. A stranger's grace. Ego fears the sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a loving stranger. Something I want to note really quick is because we're in this lessons of self-awareness. It does not matter where these people come from or where they started. It doesn't matter if your best friend was your sister and now your best friend is someone you met on Facebook. Honestly, like, we have to, things are different. Things have changed in this world, and sometimes the people we truly feel closest to are people that we never see in real life. But, okay, we should make space for those who are closest to us. So if those strangers that are new in our lives, we've ridden this wave, we've become curious, we've tapped into our hearts, we're trusting ourselves. And at this point, we can let things in. That's the point. Because when we trust ourselves, then we can soften enough to let things in again, okay? Let people in again. We need to wall off for a bit, but then there's a time to open things back up. When you feel aligned, you're going to start to shift who you let near you. And the biggest thing, okay, I think that is missing from personal belief and experience is that we do not take care to create space for the things that we call important, for the relationships, let me say there, real space, energy, and time for the relationships that we say are most important to us, or at least we feel. We need to communicate, okay? And we need to choose. We need to choose who is so close to us that we want to nurture and honor them and make real space to grow with those people, or they will fall away. And their new friends will be strangers. And if you'll miss those relationships, I just want to let you know that you might be the one who needs to do some growth work. They might also. The point is to grow together. To grow as individuals, we all go through some bullshit, but then to grow together, okay? To be willing to grow together, because those people will change and so will you, and that's what happens. You start to miss each other, because you don't know how to realign a relationship once you change as a person. I can almost guarantee you that other person could find you there, but that's only if they want to, and you have to want to as well. It's really, really all about choices. Intuition is very important. So now we're on to advice and resources. This is call back. It says call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. This is for your protection. Advice and resources. The reason that we've been sitting still, calling ourselves back home. We've talked about calling back our power already this month. I don't know when. Could have been this week. I have no idea. Sorry. It's a little nugget. You have to go find it. Good luck. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Sometimes there are things going on beyond our control, and no matter how hard we fight for something, we can't have it back. We cannot hold it. The reason why is because we are not supposed to hold anything. We are not supposed to control any of it. We are supposed to be playing in it. We're supposed to enjoy it. We're supposed to be feeling it. experiencing it, okay? Appreciating it, loving ourselves within it, every part of ourselves, the ugliest parts. You know, where did we get this idea that some things were wrong to experience and feel? Okay, that when we're dealing with something, that some things are shameful to feel because they may cause a ruckus. You know, like that's not the word I want to use, but they might cause other people to feel uncomfortable. Oh, fucking well. That's where we are now. Everybody's already uncomfortable. Own it. Just go live your life, because you don't know when things are going to change. Okay? This is about you owning that change and riding the wave. Don't let it pull you there. Don't let it pull you down, because it will. Everything will crumble under your feet, whether you like it or not. So own it and be ready to ride it. Action steps. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Right now we're focusing on that transition, change, and tuning into what is above us, ascending, okay, liberating ourselves, crown chakra, numbers and doubles, synchronicity into don't hold back, your love now, life is meant for you. So what's happening, the shift, the love of life, it's natural. Even if life is not going your way, you will start to love it more. You will start to love, or just at least appreciate the depth of your own experience. You cannot change what is coming in necessarily, but you can change your response to it. You can change many things. You can change, what you let around you and how close and your level of awareness. This is what ties it all together. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed already, please be. Share this with someone that you think would enjoy it. Come connect with me. I want to help you soften the really sharp edges of kind of what's been getting in your way. What are you feeling? Tapping into you and to see where maybe there are things holding you back that you have to allow yourself to see. Okay? Come and talk to me, because I want to help you shift in a way that feels beautiful and helps you to own it. Bring your power back. Our final message, what ties it all together? Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Destiny. One door closes, another one opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. Trusting yourself. Owning it. We spoke at the beginning of the month of this goddess, it's this energy of abundance flowing through everything. As you trust yourself, everything unlocks. And so if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what feels good, if you don't know where to start, don't let that be a barrier. Sit with this and decide what your next step is. This is where you're working through it. Today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, I can make today whatever I want. My intention for the day, the month, okay? I want you to think about this for your intentions for the next coming new moon. That is the time to plant intentions. So next month, when the next new moon comes out, or whatever energy you're working with, that is when I want you to really know what it is that would satisfy you next. We've been sitting with this all month, and you have so much power within you. It's at your fingertips. You're ready to use and wield it because you have been doing the work. Write your intention, and then you're going to tape that up behind your door so you remember as you leave your house every day. Focus on your intention and let it come into your life. Allow it into your life. Thank you so much for being here this month. I will see you next week for the new moon. is something that I've compiled, different types of meditation and understanding of connection with my body that I created from my own healing practices. And I've brought this all together, the things that work best for me as someone who has trouble sitting still, had trouble visualizing. I beat myself up a lot for being distracted. So I'm going to share some different techniques to help us all kind of understand why meditation is important, but that there are different ways to connect with our body than maybe we are traditionally familiar with. That helps us balance and create equilibrium between what is physical and what is spiritual inside of us. Concepts that bring us out of our chaotic, anxious minds that are making up stories that aren't probably giving us credits for who we are and how much we've grown and our full potential, and into our body where we can remain in the present moment and find peace and ease and help to identify and dissolve some of the anxiety, trauma, and different heavy, stressful feelings that we carry around with us. Thank you so much for investing your time and your energy to be here. As always, you are welcome to join us in the Secret Society of Self-Care and share your experiences and have group support no matter when you're doing this. We are there to support you and start to practice a mindful presence as you move through your day and through your life. Sit and reflect on how these experiences are different from what you've done before. So we're going to dance, but we're going to dance with intention. We're going to go for a walk, but we're going to go for a walk with self-reflection. We're going to sit and we're going to be distracted, but we're going to be distracted on purpose. We're going to belly dance, but we're going to do it with love for our body and mind. And we are going to shower and let ourselves wash away this shame. But I want you to understand that connection with your body is not just about sitting still, closing your eyes, and being here in this still moment. It is about as we move through our day, we want to be connected. We want to be here. We don't want to be in our head thinking about the past, thinking about the future, because that creates anxiety and depression. And rather than dealing with and really reflecting on and facing what we're dealing with in our bodies by connecting the feeling to the thought and the thought to the feeling, we are living in a fantasy world. It doesn't change our circumstances. It doesn't change our patterns, our reactions, our triggers. And that's what we want to do. I hope that you are a little bit more connected with your body and that all these feelings that have been really raw start to soften. That within the experience, even though this takes time, these are muscles that we build up. Reminding ourselves to be here again and again is a muscle. Reminding ourselves that life is here now in this moment, just like any other exercise, that's what we're here to do. I want to answer all the questions that you have and address any concerns or struggles that you might have connecting with your body. I really want to make this an easy and simple process. I want you to feel a sense of peace and softening. I want you to feel the heaviness and the harshness start to dissolve and release. And you will feel that over time as you practice, moving through these techniques and coming back into your own body, which is your home. As we're here, please subscribe on YouTube if you're enjoying this and invite friends to do this with you. Watch these replays and take notes. You have free access to them. I'm packaging the whole thing up and I'm going to make this available for purchase for lifetime access after it's done. Thank you so much for being here. Please, if you enjoy this class, send your feedback. And I would love to have reviews so I can share this with people in the future.